Well, what do you know? I'm testing another big, family-friendly, all-electric SUV. You know, I really need to remind the Electrifying team that I do actually like small, nippy, slightly dangerous sports cars as well. I'm not just all about practicality and responsibility. Well, I don't think I am anyway. But this is an MG. This is a big MG badge on a big MG car. Yes, it is called the MGS6 EV, and it is firing straight at the Volkswagen ID.4, the Skoda Enyaq and the Kia EV5. So, will it stand up against the competition? Shall we find out? So a new MG. That is big news, and this is the biggest MG. It's the company's new flagship, which goes one better than the S5 EV, obviously. It uses a lot of the same bits, but they've been made bigger. The cheapest version is £37,995, which puts it bang in amongst some big sellers like the Skoda Enyaq and the VW ID.4. Then there's a whole raft of new SUVs from China, plus the Kia EV5 and the Stellantis cars. Now, the keenest of those at the moment is the Citroën EC5 Aircross with its full government grant. More on that later. So what do we think about the way it looks? I mean, personally, it's okay looking. I don't think it's going to win any beauty pageant contests, but it's quite good looking. I mean, I feel like it's basically the S5 has been told to go to the gym and bulk up, and this is the end product. Yeah, it's okay. Let's see, it's okay. I mean, you can see, I quite like the fact that they've taken inspiration from the Cyberster in the front grille here, how it's split down in the middle. That's nice. The other thing is quite clever. So this grille actually works. It flaps like little gills of a fish, but instead of giving it and allowing it to breathe, it allows it to cool. So you're cooling the battery, and actually it's also aerodynamically efficient. So those little flaps in the grille combined with, let's take a look at these rather snazzy 20-inch wheels that come on this model. But you have these sort of like covers here, you've got the deflectors and the covers, which basically means that's aerodynamically efficient. Combined with that, gives you an extra 30 miles of range, which is always very much appreciated, especially on cold days like this. That is a tear running down my face. Not happiness, not sadness, just cold. To be honest, there's not much to report, is there? It's pretty simple. It's quite classic looking. You could say a little bit bland, but maybe let's stick to classic in this case. What it does have, which pretty much every EV that's being launched at the moment has, is a light bar at the back. But to be fair, it does look good. Common, but looks good. The other thing I think I like, do you know what's annoying? Is because it's in this sort of plastic, it looks a bit cheap, but I like the style of it because it kind of reflects that Cyberster front along the bottom, the front grille. So I like the fact that it's been there for the design. I just don't necessarily like how plasticky that looks. Right, let's open the boot, shall we? Woohoo! This is huge. There's 674 litres of space, which then extends to 1,910 litres with the rear seats folded, of course. Now that's bigger than pretty much all the rivals I can think of, including the previous champ, the Skoda Enyaq. I think there is going to be plenty of space here for my travel cot and still two pushchairs. Now, if that's not enough for you, there is a frunk with 124 litres of storage as well, which is brilliant because it's somewhere nice and easy to hide the cables. Now, if you reckon the MGS6 looks good enough that you want to find out more and even have a drive of it yourself, then why not? You can. Go and book a test drive by scanning the QR code on the screen. Right, it is time for a good poke and a prod in the interior of the MG. And you know what, I actually think MG knew we were going to do that. Because everywhere you would poke and prod, they have put such toff, also known as soft touch. Should we keep that in? They've put lovely things like this faux suede here, and faux suede where you put your phone, and faux suede on the seats. And you know what? It's very satisfying. Now, just a reminder, this is the trophy, so you pay an extra £3,000. Part of the package is you can get the beige suede or the grey suede. Otherwise, you're going to be getting it in black. And I just think it does look rather nice. You know, they're trying to make it classy. They're trying to make it elegant in here, and it's worked. The other thing that you notice straight away is obviously you've got this, I think it's a 12.8 inch, this floating HD display, and you have another 10.25 HD display in front of the driver. Now, this is, I'm going to say the graphics are simple. It doesn't feel hugely refined. I don't think maybe this has necessarily been a place they've spent lots of time on. However, it might be simple, but simple means it's intuitive and easy to use. Now, as standard, you get heated seats. They are electric, 6-way. So you can get it in exactly the perfect position, and 4-way for your passenger. So your passenger has not been forgotten about. Now, the other thing this has in copious amounts is storage spaces. They have 30 individual storage spaces. I'm not going to count them all up because you don't need to hear me count to 30, but I will show you this one big one here. It's a really good size, nice and deep, perfect place for hiding all of your rubbish, snacks, cables, wet wipes. That's the kind of stuff I keep in my car. Then we've got a nice open one down here, which is good because I think it gives the sort of feeling of light and airiness in the cockpit. And you've also got 2 USB-C cables. Ooh, and the 12-volt connection plug down there too. Very decent size glove compartment. This also gets, I mean, the trophy model is kind of the model to have, isn't it? For an extra £3,000, you do get a lot. A very, very nice, big, glorious panoramic roof. So you can just bathe in daylight even when it's raining outside, which I feel like is about to happen a lot over the next few months in the UK. And the other thing that is back, MG listened to its customers. We have physical buttons for climate control, which is brilliant, which makes it nice and easy. Also volume control as well, and your hazard lights. And it looks nice. Now, one thing I'm starting to really rely on, just because more cars are having them as standard now, and that is the 360-degree camera. I say standard, this actually comes with the trophy model. You get 4 camera views, which you can choose. It's a really nice, clear image. Although, I've got to admit something, I was sitting here thinking, I think there's a glitch, there's an issue with the camera. Turns out the boot was out. There are 2 different variants of the S6 EV, all have 77 kilowatt-hour battery, and you can have a single motor powering the rear wheels or 2 motors and 4-wheel drive. The single motor produces 244 horsepower and an official range of 329 miles. The 0 to 62 time is 7.3 seconds, which is really quick for this class. If you want even more power, then the all-wheel drive has 361 horsepower, and the range is still just above 300 miles, and gives a 0 to 62 mile per hour time of 5.1 seconds, which is quicker than most supercars from the 1980s. Great decade to be born. I wasn't driving though, just to be clear. Now, as for the charging, the maximum speed at a DC point is 144 kilowatts, which is a bit on the low side these days. It does mean it will take 38 minutes to go from 10 to 80%. Well, I've just got inside the bag and I've realised something. There is no way this is going to make a good family car. It's too nice back here. My kids don't deserve this kind of luxury and spaciousness. I mean, what are they going to complain about? Because this is the trophy, you get the faux suede seats back here as well. They're so lovely. I would not be allowing my children anywhere near them. 2 USB-C ports and the heated seat. And I think the most important thing, which you would get on any model, is the spaciousness. I mean, look how far it is up there to my pano roof. And that is because of the battery technology. So MG have a super thin, very efficient, very advanced battery, which means you don't have to have a high floor, which means my legs aren't up by my neck and dangling round my head. They are in a very nice, comfortable position. I've got loads of space here. It feels spacious. And the seats are at a slight recline as well. And because the seats are comfortable, I mean, yeah, I'm a big fan of it back here.
Now, we know that you're not all looking for a brand new EV, and that is why we have come up and built our very own used EV marketplace at electrifying.com. It is absolutely heaving. It is packed with great deals and details like battery warranties, so you can buy secondhand with confidence. Just scan the QR code on the screen to browse while you keep watching.
And I have to say, first impressions so far, the driving experience is very, very positive. Relatively smooth on the roads. I mean, these aren't the most pristine, perfect roads, that's for sure. We've definitely found a few potholes and lumps and bumps along the way, and it does kind of roll a little bit on it. But what I am about to test out, because a little partridge was crossing the road in front of me, is the brakes. The brakes are good. They are strong, very reactive, but not too jerky, not too sensitive. I like the brakes. And it just, again, for such a big, heavy, feels heavy car, it's quite reassuring to know that the brakes are, well, not that they work, because obviously all the brakes work, in most of the cars we test anyway. It's just good to know that they are strong and firm and you can rely on them. The other thing you can rely on is the safety in this car. This car has already got 5 stars for the NCAP, which is brilliant. So if you're planning on packing your family in it, or people that you just care about, then you can rest assured this is a very safe place to be. Now, I wouldn't put this in a kind of nippy, agile category of a car because it does feel quite big. However, it also feels quite fast. I think there are 4 different drive modes. We're in normal at the moment. Let's go through it. Sport, comfort, snow. We're not going to be far off snow, to be honest. Custom. So actually there are 5. I have been driving it. I put it into comfort, just felt a bit too heavy. To be honest, I've tried them all out, and actually I'm quite happy with just having it in normal. Felt comfort was just a little bit too heavy. Sport, unnecessary. Normal. I'm feeling normal right now. It's rare, but I'm in a normal mood, so my car is going to be in a normal mode. The other thing you can do at the touch of a button, on the other side, you have another star. And guess what that's going to do? Your brake regen. Oh, there we are. I can feel that kicking in straight away. I've just changed that to the 2nd setting. So we've got 4 different regen modes. So we've got low, medium, strong, and adaptive. And what's nice is, as well as when you press it down here on the shortcut, it comes up on your screen as well, just for extra clarity. And actually, if you don't want to, I don't know, if you're jumping from low to adaptive and you don't want to click through them all, you can literally, once you've pressed it once on your star, pop it into adaptive. There we go. And obviously you get the benefit of 1 pedal driving if you want it.
It is time to talk cash. Well, prices at least anyway. The cheapest SE long range is £37,995. But the trophy long range, which has a lot of kit, well, you're going to be paying an extra £3,000 for that. The dual motor is another 3 on top of that, bringing the grand total to £43,995. Now that does include MG's rather impressive 7-year warranty, of course. Now those prices are pretty keen, as you'd expect from an MG. It's cheaper than the equivalent VW, Skoda and Kia. Now the car that I reckon is going to be causing a few furrowed brows at MGHQ is the new Citroën EC5 Aircross Long Range, because it costs £36,685 and now gets the full £3,750 government grant on top. Plus, it has 92 miles more range, it charges faster and is more efficient.
Right, it is now time for a quick conclusion because temperature's dropping and I need to put on another layer of clothing, and soon I will look like a snowman crossed with a fisherman. Oh no, wait, I already do. Anyway, let's focus on the car. The MGS6, do you know what? Well done, MG. This is a brilliant, brilliant contender. What I would say is I would probably go for the single motor, rear wheel drive with the trophy spec. So for the extra £3,000, you get all the singing, all dancing, wonderful bits that we mentioned earlier. And I really do think it makes it suddenly feel like a very premium luxury car for a just over £41,000, just under £41,000 price tag. Now the big question here though, which unfortunately I don't have the answer to, is what are the deals going to be like on this? That is going to be a massive, massive deal breaker, really, when it comes to finding out what the deals are going to be like and whether or not it can compete with its rivals that will be eligible for those government grants. So that's something we will keep an eye on. And the good news is we might be bringing you a little triple test soon. So keep an eye on that and let us know in the comments below, what do you think of the new MGS6?